Ladies, be honest, let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked in the mirror after a haircut and thought, yes, that is exactly her. That is exactly me. If you have to think about it for more than a second, this video was made for you. So many women over 50 are sitting in salon chairs every few weeks, saying the same words, just a trim please, and walking out looking exactly the same as they walked in. Not because they are not beautiful, but because nobody has shown them the cuts that are actually designed to work with their face right now, at this exact and gorgeous stage of life. Because here's the truth. The right haircut after 50 does not just make you look younger, it makes you look like the fullest, most refined, and most radiant version of yourself. And that is something no filter, no lighting trick, and no anti-aging cream can replicate. Today that changes. We are walking through 7 haircuts that are turning heads, lifting faces, and restoring the kind of confidence that makes a woman unforgettable. Watch every single one, but especially number 6, because that one is not just a haircut, it is a transformation, and every woman over 50 watching this needs to see it. The number 1 haircut that will make you look instantly younger, radiant, and turn heads everywhere you go, after 50, is the soft layered bob with a deep side part. Now before you say you've tried a bob before, stay with me. Because what most women over 50 have been wearing is not this bob. And that difference is everything. A traditional blunt bob where every strand falls to exactly the same point with zero graduation sits heavily at the jaw and draws the eye straight across the widest part of your face. On younger skin, that sharp horizontal line reads as modern and sleek, but on a more mature face, it pulls every feature downward and creates a heaviness that no amount of styling can fix. The soft layered bob with a deep side part is a completely different experience. The layers immediately remove that bulk and replace it with movement, softness, and a natural separation around the jawline that makes your face look more sculpted, more defined, and more alive than it has in years. The deep side part is where the real magic happens. It creates instant volume right at the crown, lifts the eye upward and away from any softness at the jaw, and draws a beautiful diagonal line across the forehead that breaks up horizontal lines in the most flattering way possible. If you have fine or thinning hair, this cut is genuinely transformative because the shorter layers support the longer ones and prevent that flat, limp look that straight one-length cuts always create. If you are embracing your gray, the silver tones catch the light beautifully through the layers and create a natural dimension that colored hair pays good money to achieve. This is not a drastic change. It is a precise, intentional upgrade that will absolutely surprise you the moment you see it in the mirror. If this is your first time here, subscribe to Timeless After 50 because this is the type of content we upload every single day. Now let's get started. If there is one haircut that has the power to make you look sculpted, elegant, and effortlessly expensive after 50, it is the textured Pixie with wispy edges, and this is number 2 on our list. Now before you close this out thinking a Pixie is too bold or too young for you, that hesitation is exactly why this cut makes the list, because the wrong Pixie is a disaster, but the right Pixie is an absolute revelation. A harsh cropped Pixie with no softness at the edges reads as severe and unforgiving on mature features, exposing every angle without mercy. And that is not what we are talking about here at all. What we are talking about is a textured Pixie with wispy layers on top, feathered edges at the ears and nape, and concentrated volume right at the crown. And the difference between the two is the difference between adding years and erasing them. When this cut is done correctly, it exposes your neck, your jawline, and your cheekbones in the most elegant way imaginable. And the effect is not aging. It is sculptural. Think of it like removing a heavy frame from a beautiful painting and finally seeing the artwork the way it was always meant to be seen. The volume at the crown lifts your entire face upward. The wispy texture around the temples softens any angles that have developed over time, and the exposed neck reads as deliberate, refined, and quietly powerful. For fine or thinning hair, this cut is nothing short of a gift. Removing weight in all the right places creates lift and fullness that longer styles simply cannot give you. For silver and gray hair, this cut turns every strand into a statement of intention, rather than something to hide. Ask your stylist specifically for point cutting, where the scissors are held vertically into the ends, because that technique creates those soft, feathered edges that make this cut look feminine, modern, and completely alive on you. Number 3 is the one that most women over 50 have been too afraid to try, and it might just be the most face-transforming decision you ever walk out of a salon with. And that is side-swept bangs with long layers. Now, the word bangs alone is enough to make most women over 50 nervous. And honestly, that fear makes complete sense because a bad bang can take months to grow out and pin back awkwardly through every single unflattering stage. But side-swept bangs are not a blunt shelf of fringe sitting heavily across your forehead like a curtain that went wrong. They are something else entirely. They are a soft, elegant diagonal sweep that begins shorter on one side and lengthens beautifully into face-framing layers around your cheeks. And that single diagonal line changes the entire geometry of your face in ways that will genuinely stop you in your tracks. That diagonal line breaks up forehead lines without hiding your face, draws the eye upward toward the crown to create an instant lifting effect, and covers any thinning at the temples that so many women over 50 and 60 experience, but nobody ever talks about openly. If your hairline has receded slightly at the temples, side-swept bangs cover that area with grace and give you a softer, newer hairline that you actually control. For women who wear glasses, this cut is especially powerful. The sweep softens the line between your frames and your forehead so the entire upper face looks more cohesive, more polished, and more intentional than ever before. The long layers underneath add movement, body, and that gorgeous flow that keeps the whole look feeling youthful and fresh rather than heavy or dated. This cut grows out gracefully with zero awkward stages, and most salons offer a quick, affordable bang trim between appointments to keep everything looking sharp, making this one of the most low-commitment, high-reward haircuts on this entire list. Number 4 is the haircut that is going to bring something back that you might not have felt in a very long time. And that something is joy. The modern shoulder-length shag with curtain bangs is not just a haircut, it is an energy. And after 50, that energy is exactly what your reflection has been waiting for. Now, before your mind goes straight to feathered bangs, bell-bottoms, and dancing to ABBA and platform shoes, pause right there. Because the modern shag has evolved so far beyond the disco era that it barely resembles what you are picturing. This version is soft, feathered, and built entirely around face-framing layers and curtain bangs that feel more Parisian art gallery than roller disco. And the best part is that it looks effortlessly styled without you actually having to style it. The layers begin high on the head, often right at the cheekbones, and cascade downward in a graduated way that creates vertical movement and elongates the face beautifully. That vertical movement draws the eye downward rather than stopping abruptly at the chin, which means your face looks longer, leaner, and more lifted than it has in years. The curtain bangs are the defining feature of this entire look. They part softly in the middle, sweep gently away from the face, frame your eyes like nothing else can, and give you that effortless "I woke up like this" glow that women half your age are desperately trying to achieve. For fine or thinning hair, this cut is genuinely life-changing because the layers create natural volume and bounce without any teasing, backcombing, or products that smell like 2002. Wash it, scrunch it, add a little mousse if you're feeling fancy, and walk out the door looking like the most relaxed, radiant, and magnetic version of yourself. Because that is exactly what this cut delivers every single morning. Number 5 is for the woman who loves a clean, sharp, sophisticated look, but has always felt that a classic bob sits too heavily on her face and makes her look older rather than younger. And the answer to that problem is the chin-length blunt bob with internal layers. This is the cut that walks into a room and commands attention without saying a single word. And after 50, that quiet, powerful confidence is one of the most attractive things a woman can wear. Here's what makes this cut so brilliantly different from every other bob you have ever tried. The exterior is sharp, precise, and hits right at the chin to frame your jawline with absolute intention. But hidden inside that clean exterior are layers that create movement, remove bulk, and completely transform the way the hair behaves when you move. Without internal layers, a blunt bob is essentially a solid mass of hair that swings like a heavy curtain and drags every feature of your face downward with it. With internal layers, that same bob suddenly breathes. When you move, the hair separates slightly to reveal beautiful glimpses of your jaw and neck, and the whole look goes from dated and heavy to modern, elegant, and effortlessly chic in an instant. The sharp exterior line is what makes this cut so powerful on a mature face. It frames the jawline with purpose, creates definition right where softness tends to creep in after 50, and sends a very clear message that this was a deliberate, confident choice, and not a default one. For fine hair, this cut is particularly brilliant because the blunt exterior makes every strand look thicker and fuller, while the internal layers prevent the heaviness that usually comes with a one-length cut. On gray or silver hair, the sharp, clean line provides a stunning structure that contrasts beautifully with softer silver strands and turns every head in the most elegant way imaginable. Number 6 might be the best-kept secret on this entire list, and once you understand exactly what it does to your face, you are going to wonder why nobody told you about this sooner. The feathered crown with tapered nape is the haircut that works like a facelift without a single appointment at a surgeon's office. Most women over 50 spend so much time thinking about the length of their hair that they completely overlook the one thing that makes the biggest visual difference of all. And that is where the volume lives. When volume sits at the wrong place, it drags your silhouette downward and makes every feature look heavier and older than it actually is. But when volume is concentrated precisely at the crown, it does something almost miraculous to the entire face. The top layers stand up and away from the scalp, creating height that literally lifts your brows, opens your eyes wider, and elongates your face from every single angle. Whether someone is looking at you directly, from the side, or watching you walk across a room, the crown volume is always the first thing the eye registers, and it pulls everything upward in the most youthful and radiant way possible. The sides are kept close with soft feathered edges that add femininity and lightness, and the nape is tapered cleanly to remove any bulk that could pull the silhouette backward and make the back profile look heavy or dated. For round faces, this cut is especially powerful because the crown height counterbalances the width of the cheeks and creates a more oval, more elongated silhouette that is universally flattering. For gray and silver hair, this cut is nothing short of editorial. The contrast between a textured silver crown and a clean tapered nape reads as completely intentional, deeply modern, and breathtakingly beautiful, turning your natural color into the most sophisticated style statement in the room. Number 7 is especially for the woman who has been told she should cut her hair short now that she is over 50, because that is one of the biggest style myths that has ever been sold to women. And it stops right here. Long layers with soft curtain bangs is the haircut that proves beyond any doubt that long hair after 50 is not about holding on to the past. It is about choosing grace, movement, and radiance with complete and total intention. The mistake most women make with long hair after 50 is wearing it in one single length with no graduation, no movement, and no life. And what that creates is a flat, heavy rope of hair that pulls the face downward, flattens the features, and ironically makes you look older than any shortcut ever could. Long layers completely transform that experience by removing the weight in all the right places and replacing it with flow, dimension, and a softness that frames the face in the most flattering and feminine way imaginable. The layers begin at the cheekbones and cascade all the way down, creating that beautiful vertical movement that elongates the face, lifts the features, and gives the hair a vitality and bounce that one-length long hair simply cannot achieve, no matter how well it is conditioned. The soft curtain bangs are what tie the entire look together. Parting gently in the middle and sweeping away from the face, they frame your eyes beautifully, soften the forehead without hiding it, and add that final touch of effortless elegance that makes the whole look feel intentional, modern, and completely alive. For women embracing their gray, this cut is absolutely stunning, because the layers catch the light differently at every angle, creating natural dimension and depth that makes silver hair look rich. Luminous and breathtakingly beautiful rather than flat or dull. And there you have it. 7 haircuts that do not just change the way you look, but completely transform the way you feel every single time you catch your reflection. Every single cut on this list was chosen with you in mind. The woman over 50 who is not fading into the background, but is stepping forward into the most radiant, most confident, and most magnetic version of herself yet. The right haircut is not about chasing youth or turning back the clock. It is about finding the cut that finally matches the woman you have worked so hard to become. And that woman deserves to look in the mirror every single morning and feel absolutely beautiful. Whether it is the soft layered bob that frames your face with elegance, the bold textured pixie that turns every head in the room, the side swept bangs that transform the geometry of your face, or the long layers that prove grace and beauty only get better with time. Your perfect cut is out there waiting for you, and all it takes is one brave salon appointment to change everything. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me which one of these 7 haircuts you are taking to your next salon appointment, because your choice might be exactly the inspiration another woman in this community needs to finally make her move. If this video gave you clarity, confidence, or even just a little nudge in the right direction, please give it a thumbs up because it truly helps this channel reach more women who need to hear exactly this. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video. Because every week we are here bringing you the very best in style, beauty, and elegance for the woman who knows that the best is absolutely yet to come.